It is episode 3 of the One Ring second edition starter set adventures. We've got 5 of these planned for this series. This is the third one. If you haven't already watched the first couple, you can go back and check those out. We've got most of the cast from the last time. We've got some really great, excellent players. We've got a great audience. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you appreciate and you enjoy these actual plays, please hit the like button down below. And if you are coming across our content for the very first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're Victory Condition Gaming. We do all sorts of RPG actual plays and reviews and interviews. We try to churn out content every week for you. So yeah, stick around. We're doing Most Excellent Fireworks, the third adventure from the One Ring second edition starter set. Hey everyone, welcome to Victory Condition Gaming. My name is Doug. Today on the show we're doing Most Excellent Fireworks. It's the third adventure in the One Ring starter set, and yeah, let's just get right to it. We'll bring on the cast. Our GM for this session is, of course, the one and only Will Munn. Will, thank you so much for joining us again. And looks like we've got some of most of the usual suspects, and then we might have another cast member here join us here in a little bit. We'll try to fit them in as we go. Before we begin too much, do we want to do character introductions another time?
I think we could do character introductions. Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. Let's start with Austin, and we'll go to Ben and then M, and then I will do mine.
Hey everyone, I'm Austin. I will be playing Paladin Took II. I'm the underage brother to Esmeralda Took. In future Thane, for the moment, my only claim to fame being the oldest son of Adalgrim Took, and a newly settled farmer from Whitwell. One day he'll have a son and name him Peregrine.
Excellent. Ben, you are up, my friend.
All right. So I am playing Bilbo Baggins. I am one of Bilbo's cousins. Right now, I am currently just moving in to Buckland at Brandy Buck Hall, and I will be soon to marry Primula, and then take my place as Master of Buckland, and maybe give a birth to a son at some point. I think I might call him Frodo. It's a good name, strong.
And I think this is M behind this. I'm just going to. It says M on the screen, so I'm just going to let her do her introduction.
Well, today I am Balin, son of Fundin, and I'm here to hopefully get these expert treasure hunters to help me with a little job. As you can see, I'm impressed.
It's very. I mean, I'm going to put up the. I mean, it's uncanny how close the resemblance is right there. For the folks that are listening to the audio podcast are definitely missing the uncanny resemblance between the illustration in the starter set and M's attire tonight. It's quite amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to be eating this beard by the end of the stream.
Well, hopefully it's delicious.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and look, of course, Amanda Call has joined us.
I made it. Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
Would you like to do
now.
your character introduction?
Hi, I'm playing Esmeralda Took. She's there she is. She's a young hobbit, one of the Tooks. She's excited to be going on some of these first adventures, although feeling a little bit in over her head with the way things have been going. And if you're into Hobbit genealogy, she will eventually be Mary Brandybuck's mother.
Awesome. And I am here. I get it. I am Roy Mac Brandybuck, and I am brother to Primula. and I will inherit the title of Master of Buckland. For the moment, I'm just suspicious of anything uncanny and always ready to defend my sister. All right, cool. All right, at this point, I'm just going to throw this over your way. Will, the show's yours.
Got it.
All right, everybody.
Thank you. Well, this is exciting. Such fine hobbits and dwarves here today. So I hope all of you watching along are going to give us some good hobbit and dwarf quotes in the chat as well, because that's always fun. All right. Well, when we last left off, we had this fine group of hobbits, along with the intrepid Bilbo Baggins, traveled off to the north and in search of the club that old Took himself used to knock the head off of a goblin and invent the game of golf, which they did find and returned back safely to Bag End. It was quite the adventure. And after having spent a good several days resting and relaxing at Bag End, you'll find yourselves out on the lawn beside the hill, enjoying a fine dinner, which Bilbo has provided for all of you. And of course, Balin was waiting on the doorstep when you arrived back at Bag End as well. So he's there visiting, enjoying this time with an old friend and some new ones. And as you're sitting there, just enjoying dinner, a brilliant display of dazzling colors lights up the southeast sky suddenly. You can see some thin tendrils of smoke that kind of curl up underneath them, and Bilbo immediately just bolts upright and he snaps his fingers and he says, "Those have to be Gandalf's old fireworks. What are they doing with them?" Before you can say as much as pop and hop, Master Baggins is already planning a new mission to set off and retrieve what he calls the last of Gandalf's party favors. He informs you that years ago, Gandalf entrusted the remainder of his fireworks to none other than Primrose Boffin, now Bracegirdle, who is Lobelia Bracegirdle's mother, one of your cousins. Primrose, who went to live in Hardbottle after her marriage, recently moved back to the Yale where she was born, setting off all sorts of gossip. Now, judging from where those dazzling lights seem to have come from, someone in the Yale must have tried to put those fireworks to use again, and may have set a fire going along with it. And Bilbo continues, "Fireworks are not things to be handled carelessly, and if they aren't responsible with them, I know a safe place for them." Balin, who had turned in for a visit for tea, has of course stayed for several days and will also offer to join you on this most excellent fireworks adventure.
Amazing.
So, we're going to dispense with the walk across the Shire today, and we'll begin our adventure in the Yale, which is in the East Farthing. So you don't have Lobelia with you, who of course knows probably how to find her mother fairly easily. And so you'll probably have to do a little asking around to figure out where's the Boffin estate and how can you find her. Oh, and Bilbo has stayed at Bag End. He's got some things to take care of.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
well, I suppose if I'm going to take up the mantle of Buckland someday, I should at least get to meet a few other hobbits. I guess I'll start asking around and see if we can't find our friend here.
Okay. I mean, there are some farms about. There are also buildings. This is This is a kind of a village type setting, right? So
Mhm.
you can see hobbits going to and fro on the stock road that leads from Whitfurrows to Woody's End. And, you know, if you come across maybe a couple of hobbits and an older hobbit who's pushing a cart full of vegetables, most delightful looking vegetables, and perhaps even a few fruits. If you accost him, he will tell you, "What can I do for you, fine young hobbits? And a dwarf? How strange."
It's very conspicuous we're traveling around with a dwarf in the Shire. We're going to be attracting a lot of attention.
Just no.
Just a little.
We're looking for Primrose Bracegirdle, I believe, is her name now. If you could direct us to the
Brace
it's
girdle.
a
Brace girdle.
no, notice
Aren't
Boffin.
brace girdles all up in hard bottle?
Well, I suppose so, which is why we're asking the directions.
Oh. What would you say the first name was again?
Primrose?
Primrose. That wouldn't be. Would that be Primrose Boffin?
Well, yes, I believe so. I believe it. Yes, indeed.
Oh, the Boffin farm is off to the south ways. If you head down the road here, you should come across it.
Thank you so much.
Be sure and keep your dwarf under control. We don't want anyone having adventures around here or anything of the sort.
No adventures will happen. We'll be sure of it.
Adventures.
Most improper adventures.
Well, what do you make of Bilbo? Quite the most excellent burglar, I must say.
It's quite cracked. Quite cracked.
Balin,
Correct.
we're gonna be going this way now. Okay, thank you so much. Bye. No, this way.
Welcome.
You should.
Goodbye.
Fact. Adventure.
Balin.
Yeah.
You should maybe not talk about Bilbo to most other hobbits outside of us.
Bilbo is a bit of a hero. He should be praised, not criticized. But
But that's. I mean, I agree with you. I think you're correct. We all think you're correct, right, Rory? Paladin?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, of
Right.
course.
Oh, yeah.
We all admire
We.
Bilbo immensely. But a lot of hobbits don't. And they'll think that you're going to cause trouble, and that by extension we are going to cause trouble. So we should just maybe not talk about that so much. Don't bring it up, maybe?
well, if you think that is best, Esmeralda, I will defer to you while we were in Hobbit land.
Yes, that's a good idea. All
And
right,
off to the Boffin farm, I suppose.
To the Boffin farm, where they farm boffins.
Delightful. All the boffins you can eat.
Well, now we're playing orcs apparently, so
Quite clever.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you head down this road a little ways, and it goes through some beautiful green hills, a few trees atop them. It's a fairly nice area here in the Yale. Some sort of rocky outcroppings and things. You can tell there are areas that aren't farmed, and they've got sort of wild growth on them. But you see a lot of farmsteads as well. But before long, you come across off to the east side. You see a large farmstead, and there is a sign out front that says Boffin. And it's really quite large. It looks recently renovated. It's, it's clearly an older style, so it's been here for a while, but everything is freshly painted and it's all quite prim and proper. And it stands in the middle of several other farm buildings. There's a silo, there's a barn, there's, a chicken coop and various other things. And in the middle of, several wheat and barley fields around it and orchards. There are a lot of fruit trees here. So, and the other thing that you notice as you walk toward the entrance to this, to this farm, is that off in a couple of the fields, you can see some scorch marks, like there had been a fire there. Yeah, and there's a fairly large one as you walk down the rutted lane between two low hedges that leads up to the front door. You see a fairly large scorch mark quite close to the house.
Oh,
yeah,
that could have been bad.
Most suspicious. Well, show me the skill that Bilbo has imparted upon you. How would you go about investigating such a thing?
Oh, I was gonna knock on the front door and see if someone was home.
Oh, direct! So shall it be.
Okay. Knocking. Oh, I can do a sound effect.
Ooh. So Esmeralda knocks on the door, and it takes a couple of maybe 30 seconds or so, but eventually a rather sour-faced hobbit who's probably, probably in her 60s or 70s, somewhere in that neighborhood, which is middle age for hobbit or later middle age, right? Very sour looking, greets you. What do you want?
I knocked on the door. Someone else do the talking.
I wasn't expecting any visitors today. What are you doing here?
We're looking for Primrose?
You found her.
Oh, good. Good. Hello. Help?
Hello.
Someone?
So we were told that perhaps you might have some of Gandalf's old party favors, I believe. My cousin Bilbo had mentioned. He would really like to get some for an upcoming
those
soiree.
Terrible things. Those are the absolute worst. They're a curse upon this land and upon my family. My son was down here, Bruno. He was playing with them the other day, and I sent him off back to take them up north.
He took them? They're not here?
That's right.
Oh. Is he the one who lit the grass on fire out front here?
He most assuredly did.
Oh. I'm sorry, that's a shame. So
he was trying to entertain some young children from the area.
Oh. I see. So we would love to take these inconvenient party favors off your hands and return them to Bilbo. So where did you say Bruno took them?
Well, I'd like to remind you that possession is the greater part of the law, and if you would like to take these fireworks, you'll have to pay for them.
What?
Okay. What?
What?
How much?
You can negotiate that with Bruno when you catch up with him.
Okay. We will bear that in mind. They do mean a lot to Bilbo, so I'm sure we can come to some kind of agreement. So where exactly did Bruno go?
Well, he's taking them back to Hardbottle.
Oh,
He's
okay.
probably north of Whitfurrows by now, which is where you started, right? Yeah.
Back from whence we came.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Miss Primrose. Very appreciated for the information. We're sorry to disturb you. Have a good afternoon.
Somewhat appreciated.
Colin, behave yourself. Did you?
Don't mind him. He's just hungry.
Go on, then.
He hasn't had second breakfast yet.
Well, you shouldn't skip second breakfast. That's bad for a hobbit.
And a dwarf.
But I don't have anything for you, so be on your way.
Oh.
It was worth a shot, Paladin.
Yeah, no, I.
Good try. Good try.
Wow.
If
Next
you
time,
one
I'm
thing
sure.
that hobbits know, it is how to put on a good meal.
So when we get, I unless anybody wanted to do anything else, I was gonna walk away from the door at this point
Yeah,
and
no,
leave
I
this
was just-
grouchy old hobbit lady to her day.
Yep.
When we get to the end of the lane, kind of just out of sight of the house, I'm gonna stop and say, "Do we believe her?"
I don't see any reason not to. I mean, and if we don't, like, I don't. Where else should we be looking around here? Does
Well, we
anyone
just
have
went-
any idea?
We just went to the front door. We could look around a little, maybe.
Do you
It's
know
probably the-
who this hobbit is that she was referring to?
I don't think we do because nobody talks about him.
I knew this was going to happen.
No, no,
I'm done.
no,
What?
no.
What?
Our
As a
GM
father
has now rage quit. Okay.
Yeah, as the father of a 2.5-year-old, my head went right there when he said Bruno.
Yeah.
I have many small children in my life as well, and yeah.
I feel like it would have been disappointing the audience if I had not said that, right?
That's true. That's true. I'll give you that. All right. So what do you want to do? It sounds like there's a couple of options on the table here. There's a let's look around and see what we can find. And there is a let's go find Bruno. But don't talk about him.
That guy. We'll go find
Yeah.
that guy. I'm just saying, we don't want to walk all the way back there, all the way back to Harbottle and find out that Bruno doesn't actually have them or isn't even there. So, while we are already here, I'm just saying maybe we should poke around a little bit.
Okay.
She's got a point.
Not too long though, because otherwise Bruno will be way far ahead of us.
Well, can I tell you all a story?
No.
I like stories.
Thank you, Esmeralda. You are a gem among hobbits. Well, when I was a wee little dwarf lad, I was convinced my neighbor that his chickens had gone quite poorly. And when he was quite certain he did not want to have these chickens anymore, I took them and I ate them. You see where I'm going here.
I don't think that I do, but
Bruno was charged with getting rid of something he clearly liked. He might be hoarding them for himself.
that's a good point.
Well,
yes.
I thought you were talking that Bruno was going to eat them.
But it
No,
did give-
Rory, what bloodline are you from again?
I forget.
Rory doesn't know his last name.
That
Oh.
seems about right.
Spoken like a real took.
Well, perhaps we can ask the neighbor if they saw this Bruno go by. That way we can decide if we wish to travel after the lad or if he perhaps wandered elsewhere.
All right, well, if you want to talk to the neighbors, you can do that. But I'm going to go sneak around and have a look around, see if I can find anything around here.
I'm gonna go look at the other scorched. Are you looking at the house where it's like scorched, or wasn't there two scorched marks?
Mm-hmm.
From the grass fire.
There was like a grass, and then there was one that was like near the house. Yeah. All right. So whatever one Esmeralda's not going to go take a look at, I'm going to go.
I wasn't going to look at the scorch marks. I was going to look around the buildings to see if I could find where the fireworks might be stashed, if they're actually still here.
Well, I'm going to go.
So
look
you're
going to
like look in the barn and stuff like that.
Right. I'm going to like poke around the barn and look in windows and whatnot.
All right.
I'm going to follow Esmeralda.
Okay.
I'm just going to go look at the scorch marks.
What about Drogo? What are you doing?
I will poke around the kind of look around in the back. That's not really any back area down here. These are hobbit holes, right? They're set into the. I will go see if there are any people that have been out and see if they know where. If they saw Bruno leave in the last day or so.
That sounds to me like you're doing what Balin is doing. Is that right? Are you guys going together?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Balin, yeah.
Come along, Drogo. Perhaps you could be the hobbit that controls this dwarfin ambitions.
All right. So let's see. Let's have a few rolls here. Let's have Rory. Why don't you give me an awareness or hunting roll to see if you can determine kind of what happened with the scorch marks you're looking at. For Esmeralda and Paladin, I think if you're going to go snooping around the buildings without being seen, I'll need a stealth roll from both of you.
Ooh, I'm good at that.
Hey, Will Lore Master.
Yeah. Yes.
Why don't we tell the audience how we roll for something in the One Ring? Because they need to know, and Amanda hasn't forgotten.
Perfect. Sounds great. All right. So in the One Ring, there are two kinds of dice. There is a 12-sided dice called the feat dice, and there are 6-sided dice called success dice. With the 12-sided dice, and I don't have the custom ones with me right now, so I'll explain how they work with the normal dice. So the 1 through 10 is just a 1 through 10 on the 12-sided dice. The 11 is a 0 or an Eye of Sauron, and the 12 is an automatic success. Also has a Gandalf rune on it on the custom dice. They're really cool dice, actually. And then the success dice have six numbers on them. And there is a special rune on the 6. If you get some of those when you're rolling something, then that's good, and you want to tell your lore master so that we can deal with that. All right. And usually what you're going to roll is you will always roll a feat dice, no matter if you have any pips in a skill or not. Skills, you're going to have pips anywhere from 0 to 6. In them, and that is the number of success dice or 6-sided dice that you're going to roll to go with your roll for something. So if your stealth has 3 pips, you'll roll a d12 and 3d6, and then you tally it all up. Just add up that total, and you're trying to beat whatever the target number is under your wits, which should be right on your character sheet. So it's very you-facing. I don't tell you what the target is. The target's right there on your sheet.
Awesome. Thanks for that very good explanation.
Yeah.
I'm sure the audience appreciated it.
I'm sure they did.
Quite clear.
Oh wow, that was a good roll. I got a Gandalf rune on one of my success dice. The
Tengwar?
The Tengwar on one of my success dice. So
that's great.
That is a good thing. So that is, I met my target number by a lot. So I beat it significantly.
Okay, good. And what about you, Paladin? How did you do on
Same
stealth? Same? Okay.
Same. Yep.
Good. No problem. You are not going to be seen. You're hobbits. You're good at this. You know how to not be seen. You've been sneaking around stealing vegetables out of people's farms your entire life. It's like second nature. So you sneak around and you look in some barns and you look in some different buildings, and you don't see anything that necessarily looks like it would be fireworks. However, I'll come back to you in a second. Let's do Rory. So how did you do on your awareness roll?
I got a Gandalf rune on my D12, so
Ooh, all right.
was good.
Very nice. Very nice. You can tell a few things about these scorch marks. One, they're very recent, for sure. Like they were probably from yesterday, which lines up with what you saw. Probably you think the one nearer the house is bigger, and that might have been the one that you actually could see. Maybe they had lit off a larger firework from there that had gotten up into the sky far enough for you to see it all the way from Hobbiton.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what you can tell for sure. Back to Paladin and Esmeralda. I'll have you both. Well, I'm going to have you pick one of you. You decide. One of you make an awareness or an insight roll, whichever of you is best and good at it. You can do it offline in chat or whatever works for you. Drogo and Balin, you find yourselves some hobbits farming in the fields at the neighboring farm, and they are more or less willing to talk to you. I think either a courtesy roll or probably courtesy would be really good here.
All right. I'm quite good at courtesy. I got a Gandalf rune, actually, on my favored courtesy roll.
Nice. Did you get any special Tengwars on your success dice?
I did. I have one Tengwar.
Ooh, excellent. All right. Well, several of these hobbits who were, out kind of raking the farmland or hoeing or whatever it is they're doing, they stop and look at you, and they appear impressed by you, Drogo. And to have a dwarf in your company is definitely catching their attention as well.
It's my fine cloak and
what can we do for you, young master?
Well, we are looking for a Bruno who may have left the Shire or headed north here recently. We meant to catch up with him, and I think we may have passed in our travels from the north. And we're just wondering if you could let us know if you did see him moving north, or perhaps if he's still in town.
Oh, Bruno, that's Primrose's son, right? She doesn't talk about him much, but he is her son, I'm sure of it. Well, I believe we saw him. Do we see him? And they kind of look at each other and confer for a minute, and they have seen him recently, but they couldn't really say whether or not he was carrying any sort of bundle or anything like that.
Would you tell us
he did have a little wagon.
Okay.
Oh yes, he was headed north.
He was headed north.
They didn't see anything that they could necessarily look to and say that's fireworks. But anyway, yeah. All right. Between Esmeralda and Paladin, let's come back to you really quick. Who's the chosen one? Who's rolling?
That'll be me.
Okay. And how did you do? Did you roll it already?
Nope, I will roll it right now.
Sweet.
Oh, wow. I also got a Tengwar again.
Ooh. Okay.
This is not how I usually roll.
Well, hey, it's good to roll.
Use
good.
up all our good rolls
Use it
right
while
now.
you can. Yeah. You'll die later. It's fine. Nothing to worry about. Yeah. Okay, so did you end up rolling insight or awareness?
I rolled insight.
Insight. Perfect. Okay, so as you're looking around, you can actually see in the corner of the barn a spot where probably this, if there were fireworks here at one point, this is where they would have been, right? There are some scuff marks, like some things have been dragged along, and maybe you see the, in the dust, maybe the wheel marks of the wagon where it had been backed in, and you're pretty sure that whatever was there, fireworks or no, it was loaded into the wagon at that point.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Something heavy was moved out of here. I'm assuming recently, based on the fact that the dust hasn't settled back into the tracks yet.
Oh.
The fireworks may actually be gone.
Well, now we know. So I will move to rejoin.
Yep.
Wherever Drogo and Balin went.
Okay.
I'll go to join them as well.
Okay. They're not far. They're just the next farm down. And so you all gather up together pretty quickly. Share your information with each other, I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drogo is quite good at getting information out of other hobbits.
We got a full description. He's a 3-foot frame with hair upon his toes. A hobbit, both in name. Let's see which way he goes.
Drogo, that was beautiful. I see Bilbo was teaching you his way with words.
I need to put some music to these lyrics. I think I might have to do at some point.
Oh, quite wise.
Okay. That's excellent. All right. So we think then that if he was headed north, that's back towards Whitfurrows, where you began your journey earlier today.
Where we just were.
Yeah. Yep. True enough.
All right. Back we go.
Okay. It's an easy walk. It won't take you too long. But by the time you get there, after all of the discovery and communications and walking back and forth, it is late afternoon, and it looks like most of the trading day in Whitfurrows is done. And so the people who were selling things are starting to kind of pack up for the day and finish things out. But to your luck, there is a group of hobbits, and it doesn't take you very long. You ask someone, and someone's like, "Oh, Bruno, yeah, he's right over there," and you see him. He's in the company of a dwarf mason, who has a beard not quite so distinguished as Balin's, but a fairly decent beard, maybe a younger dwarf. And they are drinking very seriously, it looks like.
Drinking with a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
We should join them immediately. And their cups.
But it's just them, just like hanging out. They don't have a cart with them.
No.
Oh,
they
okay.
don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Bruno is he's probably nearing 50, and he looks very mean for a hobbit. He's almost looks like a dwarf, but he's not, clearly. No beard, obviously, but yeah.
Okay.
Hello, fellow dwarf.
Hello.
And from whence do you hail?
Oh, from the Iron Hills.
The Iron Hills, you say? You must be quite the mason, then.
Well, I do my best. You're Balin.
Yes, indeed I am.
Well, one of the most famousest of dwarves in this area.
For that, I'll let you buy me a drink.
have some of mine. And he'll get you drink. He'll get you all drinks. Yeah.
Yay!
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's a little stronger than what you've been drinking recently.
Oh,
It's
Now you know my
much
name, and
stronger than what I'm drinking.
I don't know yours. Please do share it with me.
I have a name.
I bet it is a good one.
It's Trebor.
Trebor, a good strong name. Now, Trebor, introduce me to your friend.
Well, this is Bruno. He's an all right hobbit.
Bruno, I've heard you have a penchant for fireworks.
Cards on the table right there.
That's quite presumptuous of you. I think the fireworks are okay. My mother doesn't really like them much.
But you seem to be a hobbit that understands the value in fireworks made by Gandalf the Grey.
You know, I really don't think I know what you're talking about.
I lean in with a steely dwarven eyes. I look deep into this hobbit's soul. Is that so?
Oh, I think that's going to be an awe roll there, Bowen.
All right, let's see how good I am at awe. Target number 13. Not too bad, not too shabby. 2 pips. All right, we have a total of 14, which is a success. No
All right.
special dice.
No specials? Okay. All right, you don't have to be so pushy about it. I'll tell you. Well, so there's this hobbit. He's been working for my da. His name is Otho Sackville Baggins. He was headed up to Hardbottle, and so I sent the fireworks with him. Mother said they had to go back to Hardbottle, so they're going there. And you know, he may have said something about stopping off in Scary for a pint on the way, but you know, he's headed there.
okay.
I just heard that we can get another pint elsewhere. What say you, hobbits?
Sounds like a grand adventure.
That's the
I
It's
like the
quite-
length of your pipe, Drogo.
It's quite a journey to Scary from here. Like it's a good long walk during a day.
Is
And
it
it's already-
actually on the way to Harbottle, or did he go somewhere completely out of the way?
It's not completely out of the way, but it is a little bit out of the way.
Oh, okay. Not
Yeah.
completely out of the way. Just kind of, sort of out of the way.
Small detour. The good news is if you leave here, we can stop talking about Bruno.
That sounds excellent. Let's do that.
Goodbye, Trebor, and I'm sorry I could not remember your name, but you are a fine hobbit for telling the truth. Treat your mother well.
It's Bruno.
Ugh, this is hardly worth mentioning. Onward.
So yeah, if you're gonna try and catch him, you would have to set off this evening, but it's gonna be a long night.
I think we have to go. Let's push
I
through
think
the
we
night.
have to. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
As
we wanna-
long as we can get enough food right now for the trip.
Absolutely.
You can definitely find some food. That's important,
Stock up
right?
on
You
some
can't.
provisions.
Yeah,
I mean, we're
hobbits
still in
can't
the
travel
Shire.
without food.
It's still important
No. Yeah, of
for
course.
everyone.
Of course. Okay. So yeah, you can. You definitely can find food here. I mean, most of the provisioners have packed up, but there are still some around, and you can gather food. You might be able to, get them to pack up a few things for you from the local inn as well. So that's not a problem. So if you set off north out of Whitfurrows, then you'll cross the Great East Road, which is what you had traveled to get here originally, right? And head toward the North Farthing. You're still in the East Farthing, though. But pressing on through the dark, what you'll find is that it's summer, but for a second you think
So pretty.
it's beautiful. For a second you think that maybe this is a moonless night or a no moon night, but what you notice is that actually cloud cover has come and covered the stars and the moon, and as the moon starts to rise, you see the glow and you can see the clouds above you and everything, and then it begins to rain. And so here you are, 4 hobbits and a dwarf, traveling at night through the Shire in the rain.
That's not fun.
And this is not a comfortable task under any circumstances, but let's see how you all hold up against this. I need everyone to make a travel roll.
Oh, I'm bad at that.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my!
I'm apparently very skilled at it, but not that well trained at it.
I'm not very good at this at all.
Did you just get us dead? Rory, what did you do? Oh.
Ba-boom!
Little G rune.
Got some successes. Got a failure.
I also got a Gandalf rune.
What the heck is up with our rolls tonight?
Wow.
So it's freely done.
How? How? How is this happening?
I have 3 pips in this and a favored, roll D12 twice, and everyone's just crushing it, and I'm like, I guess I'm okay.
Mine was favored as well, so I did get 2 chances. So,
okay. So you're out for a bit, but you managed to actually find an abandoned building near the road that you all kind of huddle into, and you're huddled into this abandoned building, and doing pretty well. And then Esmeralda, unfortunately, there is a small part of the roof that collapses above you, drenching you completely in water. It had looked like it had been kind of bowing and retaining some water, and then
oh no, that's the worst.
popped and dropped water on you in the middle of your stay. And so you'll actually gain 2 fatigue points if you want to just mark that on your sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. That'll come into play later potentially, but that acts against your total endurance.
Yes.
Or it actually adds to your what is it? It adds to your load, basically. It's like an additional value on your load.
Okay. I have a quick question about that.
That's how I'm going to play it anyway.
Sure. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh no. Did we recover from last time, since we had a couple of days at Bag End?
Yeah,
reset
absolutely.
All of our
everybody's
and everything is back to
and your endurance.
Okay.
Everything's good. Yep.
Okay. I just want
your hope doesn't reset. That's the only thing that won't reset.
Okay.
So you still have whatever hope you had.
That clear. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. If you wait for an hour or so, the rain will actually pass, and you can get back on the road to Scary. However, that did set you back a bit. And when you get there, it's about an hour after dawn, so the sun comes up over the hills. And Scary is an interesting place as you come into it with, the new light of day. It isn't exactly a welcoming village by Hobbit standards under any circumstance. It's on the south side of the hills of Scary, which are behind it. And the Hobbits here are very, they're miners, most of them, by trade. So a lot of them are very,
Young?
almost kind of dwarf-like.
No, with an E. They dig things out of the earth.
Oh,
Yeah.
understand, of course.
Good point. But they're bustling back and forth between the hills and the town. Some of them bringing loads of ore or stone that they're pulling out of the hills there, and some of them going to do some refining and all sorts of work happening in Scary. There are hobbits abound, right? So you can talk to somebody, ask them questions, whatever you'd like.
Do any of them have rocks?
Mm-hmm.
I would
Yeah,
like
there's a hobbit rolling a wheelbarrow full of rocks right by you.
I would like to swipe my finger across one and you are mining. I would like to make a guess of what they're mining here based off of the flavor of the dirt. I want to impress these hobbits.
I don't even know what to tell you to roll for that.
I love it.
But
I love it so much.
You don't have dirt tasting? There's dirt
Stop.
tasting on
There's
this.
no dirt tasting skill in this game.
Would it be awareness or something?
Insight?
Okay, how about this?
Or
Insight,
Yeah,
or
insight.
maybe
Lore?
lore. Yeah, one of those.
All right. I'll roll some lore, I suppose. I rolled an 11.
Aw.
Oh no!
Use a point of hope.
You could use a point of hope.
You know
It's
what?
worth it.
I will use a point of hope. My other dice were so good. Okay, I rolled another 11. It's not meant to be. Everyone else
is it
can have the
only-
good rolls.
Was it only one? Did you only have one die?
Oh no, I meant I rolled an 11 on this dice.
Oh,
On the
yeah,
D12.
yeah.
So it would have been an eye.
Highest score on.
Sauron then.
Oh, okay.
It's
So what's
bad.
your
Sorry,
total?
I should have been more
What's your total points?
Let's see here. It was a total of 21.
21. Oh, that's fine then.
Oh, it's fine then?
Yeah. The Eye of Sauron doesn't do anything. It's just a 0.
Okay. Oh no.
Yeah.
In that case, if it's just a 0, my bad. I misread. I got an 11. I got
Then it's
a 10.
10.
I got
10.
a 10.
Oh.
So what's your target for wits?
3. 13. I need 3 more.
Oh, you need
So,
So I
yeah,
can
you
roll-
could get it with a point of hope. Roll
Let's
one
see
more
it.
d6.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
You
So
gotta-
no.
No.
Ah,
Yeah. You're.
This was a roller coaster.
Rock.
I
It tastes
know.
like rock and dirt. Definitely rock
I'm
and
gonna
dirt.
make a random guess. I taste it and I'm like, a little copper. I think I taste. Pretty silty that.
Sure. The Hobbit says.
I'm ballin'. Doug, you should have me on these streams.
This is great.
Copper, wonderful. What are we even here for again? I don't even know.
I'm looking for a hobbit.
His name
Wait,
was
really?
Otho Sackville
Otho, yeah.
Baggins.
Otho Sotho, Rock'em Sock'em Baggins.
I'll just jump in and be like, perhaps maybe you could let us know where Otho might be. We're trying to find a friend of the family's.
Otho. I don't know any. Does I know anybody named Otho? But
No one ever does.
if you were looking for someone, is he working in the mines? What's?
Can you point us to where we could get a pint? That's where we should find him.
Mm-hmm.
A pint.
Sure. Oh, well,
What is your name?
Stop doing this to him. He doesn't know. They're random.
Graybar. It's Graybar this time.
It's Freebird. His name is Freebird. Can't think of another name.
Huh. Well, Freebird, tell us where we can find a pint.
Are we gonna get taken down? Can we say that word? I don't know. All right. Okay. Yes, there's a tavern just down the street, if you please.
Thank you.
Oh,
Good
thank
luck
you.
with your copper mining.
They don't mine
Right.
copper here, Ballin. This isn't the copper mine. It's not what it is.
Well, you should definitely look for copper. It's in there.
Okay. Okay. Off to the tavern, pub,
Yes.
whatever. The place with the
Please.
drinks.
Another drink.
Yeah. It's a small place.
Maybe
not-
some soup. I'm cold. It was a long night.
It was a long night. Yeah. It's a small place, not big, mainly boarding, but they do offer, a Middle Earth breakfast. Yeah. So, not, I guess that's continental. I'm not sure. It's something. Anyway, they offer something so you can get some food. And it's like these hobbits don't eat as many meals as you do. You're like,
What is happening?
It's like you're in the Twilight Zone if you knew what that was. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, if they're not eating that much, then we can probably all get extra, just so everyone knows to really load their pockets.
Yeah, the building it's fairly small, single story. The common room is there. It's got 3 tables, so you can find a table that you can sit at. And there you find another hobbit there who is busy scribbling away at a large tome.
Can I tell you all a story?
Are we getting
Of
another
course.
story?
Of course.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, when I was a wee dwarf lad, that same neighbor who had the bad chicken.
All right.
Yes, of course. Well, he was raising young chickens after I'd eaten his previous chicken. And I was like, well, how will you know which one is going to be your best layer? And he says, you wait and you see when they get older, right? And so they all grow up, and one of them is particularly bigger than the rest because all the rest of them were out there scratching and using up all of their energy instead of storing it up to lay the best eggs. So perhaps the Hobbit, the one who has the eggs we are looking for, will be the Hobbit that hasn't been scratching in the dirt. Perhaps rounder than the rest, not quite as lean. Rory, I see your hand. You may speak.
I thought we were looking for fireworks.
This
not
is
eggs.
this is the person. I'm trying to find the Hobbit that has the fireworks.
Yeah, but you were talking about eggs.
Oh, Rory.
Now I'm
How many
hungry.
times were you dropped as a young one?
Just 3.
It's a metaphor, Rory. It's not like we're not actually talking about eggs. Or like an analogy, I guess you could say. A parable, maybe? Not literal.
Well, the
Should we?
chickens were real.
Right, so we were
Yes.
talking about eggs.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I want to go back to talking about Bruno. This is. Well, so which one are you referring to? That Hobbit over there, Balin? The one with the big book?
Does the one with the big book have dirt all over him?
No.
Do the other hobbits have dirt all over them?
I mean, some of them, their clothes are a little dirty. I mean, if they've been working.
You know how they've
but
got,
they're still
like-
hobbits. Like,
You know how, like, when you work with your hands, your nails are always have just like a little bit of dirt in them? As
they
a
look a
wolf,
little.
I
They,
know
a
of
lot of them
such
look a little
things.
harder than some hobbits. Sure.
That one is our egg layer right over there.
Wait, so hobbits
Okay.
can lay eggs now?
Oh my
No,
gosh.
don't worry about it, Rory. It's fine.
Yeah. So
Now that would be a second breakfast.
Excuse me. The hobbit turns to look at you. Did you have some business here?
We're looking for eggs.
We're not looking for eggs.
it
That's
is,
good
in fact,
because we have eggs.
we've actually come to try to arrange we've followed a lot of breadcrumbs to get here, and we've heard reports that there might be a small little shipment of fireworks coming through here, which we would love to get for a party that we'll be throwing later on. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Stop talking about eggs.
Not just any fireworks, mind you. They're Gandalf's special party favors.
Dangerous, terribly dangerous fireworks that we would be happy to take off your hands for you.
It sounds like you might be looking for Otho. Is that right?
Yes.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Filbert.
Filbert,
Yes.
but you look of the egg-laying variety.
I've
Please don't
never
mind
laid an
our
egg I'm aware of.
strange foreign dwarf friend. He
My
says
apologies.
unusual things sometimes. It's just a translation issue. Please continue, Filbert. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Translation.
Well, so what we're going to do here, I mean, you guys can do whatever you want to try and convince him. Sounds like he might know something about Otho, right? Whatever role, whatever approach, whatever role, anything you think might work. I mean, it seems like he's fairly open to talking to you, but what would you like to do and who would like to do it?
I would
you
like
want
to.
persist with talk of egg laying, then I think that's probably a riddle roll. Most likely.
Right?
I would like to talk up his fine penmanship in his bookkeeping and see if
Ooh.
his business acumen may to help us close this deal and find these fireworks. So I will I'll try the little courtesy.
Yeah.
I have. It is a success. No Tengwar runes, unfortunately. But I rolled
Okay.
a 18 with my target number of a 12. So.
Well, I'll tell you. And what was your name?
Drogo.
Drogo.
I'm going to be a mover and shaker in Buckland at some point. So I like to make connections, and you look like someone I could talk to.
Well, you're really quite a fine young hobbit, aren't you? Well, as I mentioned, my name is Filbert, and I had was it a pleasure? Might have been. Wasn't bad. Well, I had the opportunity to have drinks with Otho last night myself, and as we were enjoying the fine ale of this region, we had a good long business conversation. It turns out that there is a tunnel in the quarry here that, it could be very fruitful, but the problem is that no one has been able to really get very deep into the tunnel. The rock is just too hard. Even the dwarves that we've brought here haven't been able to get through this rock. Yeah, it's really quite something. Otho and I talked about that a lot. If someone else would like to try and approach, or would you like to try and egg him on further?
Could possibly attempt a crafting check to know if they are planning on using these fireworks to aid them in their mining.
Yeah, you sure could.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, we've got 11, 15, 18 total out of a target number of 13.
Yeah, it's possible. And if you bring that up to Filbert, he will tell you that he doesn't really know much about such things as explosions or fireworks or how you would do anything like such with the mine. But I will tell you that there are tales, terrible tales, of a lost miner who haunts that one specific tunnel. Just terrible stories. Many a hobbit barely cling to their sanity after an encounter with the lost miner, and that passage is mostly abandoned.
Oh.
Listen for the ghostly voices, he says. Yeah. Is there something else someone would like to attempt with Filbert?
Can I try to read what? Wait, Drogo, you didn't read what he was writing, right?
No, I just was commenting on his wonderful penmanship and legibility.
Yeah, can I actually read what he was writing down? Like, kind of sneak and kind of see what he's writing down in that book.
I mean, you can see it from here. You don't have to be too sneaky about it. It's definitely a ledger of some sort, right? It's got lots of numbers and things in it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
This-
He still hasn't told you exactly where Philip or where Otho is.
Otho is.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he has not.
Perhaps we should just ask him. Esmeralda, you have been the best at talking to people so far. Would you like to ask this hobbit what we would like to know? Oh, Oh, right, I forgot. You get nervous. My poor
Okay.
dear.
No. I can ask him. It's fine.
I believe in you.
Thank you. Filbert, do you know where Otho is?
What would you like to roll to convince him to tell you?
Yes, sure. What do I have? Ooh, I do have persuade. I'm gonna try to do that.
Do it.
Do it. And the little dot next to it means what again?
Oh, that's favored. So you roll 2 d12s and pick the higher of the two, or the better of the two, I guess is the appropriate way to say that.
That's good, because the first one I rolled was very bad. That's better than terrible, but not enough. Okay. I'm so close. I'm only like one away.
Would you like to spend a point of hope?
I would love to, because I'm so close. All right. I got the one I needed.
Hey. All right.
Yay!
Well, he got quite drunk last night, Otho did. And he last I remember, he was just, well, he was really, really, he started referring to, that passageway in the mines that I mentioned as a treasure mine. And he just blathered on about how everyone in the Shire was going to be treating him with the proper respect. And he just kept patting this large sack that he had with him. Yeah. That's really all I know. Oh, well, there is one more thing, I suppose. He also stumbled off out of here a couple hours before dawn. He had, that big sack and a lantern and, some rope and a few other things with him. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, Filbert.
My pleasure. I do hope that your business here is successful.
And good luck with your egg laying.
Still not planning to lay any eggs.
Rory.
What?
Rory.
What's that?
All right, let's go.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Well, once we're outside, if Otho was leaving with rope and a lantern, do you think he would be going down into the mine? Ballin, do you
Seems
think that's
reasonable to me.
What he's trying to do?
I think we should check out that shaft. The one that calls to people.
I don't want to go to a talking shaft. That sounds terrifying.
But we are adventurers, Esmeralda.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Adventure. Yes. Okay.
You must fight against that nature to just hide in your little hole and let life happen to you. You must take life by the throat and throttle it until it gives you gold.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
let's go throttle that shaft until it gives us gold.
I'm so sorry.
I've been
You
trying
are
to get.
not.
I've
You
been
are
trying
not
to get the.
sorry.
I've been trying to
You are
work in a
liar.
big sack.
You are not sorry.
At some point.
So glad for a beard. You can't tell how red I am.
I know. I know she's not sorry.
Welcome to VCG After Dark, folks.
It's after 10 p.m. We're fine now.
Oh boy. All right. Well, sounds like you yep. Sounds like you're headed to the mine then.
Yes.
No, the shaft.
We're going to
Oh,
the mine.
you're just gonna do it. All right. You're headed to the shaft. Perfect. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So you do. You can head up toward the hills of Scary where the mine shafts are. And as I mentioned before, lots of bustling, lots of workers going in and out of the mines and back and forth. And as you get, into the foothills of the hills, just pretty close. It doesn't take you too long because it's fairly close to town, but you're walking, maybe a half a mile or something. But some hobbits, a couple of them, they have badges on their or like patches on their shoulder. They approach you and they ask you in no uncertain terms, what is it exactly that you're doing here at the mines? Because you don't work here.
That's true. We don't work here.
Astute.
Yes.
I'm going to bend down and swipe my finger across the ground and then lick it. We're in here to potentially see about opening our own mine, and we wanted to know how yours works.
Why would you need to taste the...
Well,
How is-
first of
how is
all,
the
you've just
quality of the
licked
dirt?
dirt, sir. And second,
Doug
why
is
would we
dying.
aid you in competition to our mine?
Oh no, we're further south. It wouldn't be here.
So you know how you bring dwarves to this land to help you with your mining problems? I am a dwarf that is in need of hobbit help back where I'm from.
I'm afraid you'll have to leave now.
No, please. Let me be honest with you. I've heard that you have had problems. You've had dwarves brought in before. Now there is a hobbit that is putting himself in quite a bit of danger, using explosives that he is unfamiliar with, and, well,
What are explosives?
he's quite drunk.
Things that go boom.
And we have been sent.
Did you see somebody with a large sack?
We haven't seen anyone like that. And I'm afraid we'll have to ask you to leave the property.
Could we possibly speak to you after hours? Once you stop working, of course, to pick your brain.
I suppose anything is possible.
All right. So when does the mine
We
close
haven't
down
seen
for the
this
evening?
person that you've talked about. Oh, we usually close around dark.
Fantastic. We will meet you at the pub after dark.
Mm.
Your rocks are a little salty, by the way, just to let you know. They don't
Salty.
They
That's
don't
what she
taste
said.
like metal. They're
Oh.
not finding any copper, Balin.
No, that's the silt, Drogo. Silt
No.
is soft, is salty.
Mm.
Yeah, and you get the sense that like they take security at the mine pretty seriously, and they're not going to let anybody wander in there unless you're a worker. Liability reasons and all that kind of stuff.
Can't just wander in? Come on.
Yeah.
There's no mining offices anywhere that like we could
Yeah,
go
I mean,
and like
I'll
put on
say
some uniforms and
Yeah.
you know
I'll say you could find,
They have
the
uniforms.
fake mustaches.
No uniforms. I mean, fake mustaches, of course. We're a big fan of fake facial hair around here, of course. But yeah, it seems like they're very serious about this. And you know how hobbits can be. You're hobbits, most of you. Sometimes the rules are more important than the thing they're meant to protect.
Lore Master,
Yeah.
do they seem to be looking at people's faces as they walk in, or just the badges on their arms? Like, if we got a uniform, do we think they would even like study us, or they would just like see, like, just to see if badges, and we would just waltz right in?
I'll say there's not so many people here that they wouldn't recognize. And honestly, like, I'll give you this. I think after you think about it for a little while, you realize that he sort of gave you maybe what you need to know already. They close the mine after dark.
Of course. You know what that means, young hobbits?
Yes. No.
Drinking time is now.
Okay.
And it ends at sundown.
We don't all have dwarfish constitutions, so maybe we should get something to eat. Get ready for this evening.
Food is good.
Food.
We can still drink
food is
some.
good.
I mean, some.
Just a little.
I
Don't try to keep up with Balin. Paladin, you know how you get.
Well,
You know you can't. Come on.
Paladin!
no guarantees.
Paladin!
Do I
My
need to remind you?
hobbit!
Do I need to remind you what happened at the Midsummer Festival last year?
Yes, I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
Couldn't have been that bad.
That was
It
excellent.
was very bad.
Well, this should be different.
Yes, Esmeralda, this should be quite different indeed.
So we're killing time until sundown and trying not to get too inebriated.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. For the sake of time, I'm going to montage that and say you do. There are
Yay.
drinks. There is food. It's good. No one gets too inebriated.
Always drink
And-
responsibly.
Yes, always drink
Yes.
responsibly. And you wait for the sun to set. And after it sets, the workers are, all headed into town. And it doesn't appear that they really leave anybody out to the mines. Like, you don't see any torches out there or anything. And so if you follow the rutted track towards the mines, you'll be able to get closer and closer to the dark that lies at the foot of the hills of Scary.
Speaking of torches, I would like to find like a torch or two to take.
You can
with
find
us.
some lanterns. Yeah.
Okay,
no
all right.
problem. Yeah, there are
Good.
lanterns around,
'Cause-
like left behind.
Because let's face it, it's going to be dark in the rocks.
Yeah, there are lanterns left behind, and you can find whatever you need. No problem.
All right,
So the night air here is going to make you shiver because it's kind of chilly as you get close to the hills. The cool air from under the mountain coming out and meeting the cool air of night, without any sun to warm it. You have to be careful because there are plenty of rocks and things around, but as long as you're cautious, you won't stumble on any of them, and your eyes will start to adjust as you get close, and you can see the outline now of the hilltops and the stars above them. And on the side of the hill, you can make out the many tunnels, like sort of gaping, bleak mouths that are leading into seemingly impenetrable darkness. It's a scary prospect, some might say, to go underground at this hour of night. But you must discover what happened to Otho Sackville Baggins before it's too late.
That's true.
Yeah. So, when you set foot into the mines and light your lanterns, I would like everyone to make a valor roll.
Ooh.
Yeah. So same as any skill roll, you always roll a feat dice and then whatever your valor score is in success dice. And you're doing this, I'll tell you now, to avoid losing a point of hope.
Oh my.
Oh.
Wait. Where is that?
Yeah, I'm trying
It's
to find
under rewards. Your valor score.
So, I'm
Oh.
sorry, we're rolling just the D12 plus a D6 for
Plus
each point of
a
value you
D6
have?
for every point of valor.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
And you're rolling to the target of your whatever valor is. Heart.
Heart.
I have a success.
Yes, I
Okay.
also succeed. I just made it.
Failure
I
from Rory.
have
Success
failed.
from Valian. A failure from Drogo. Okay, so Rory and Drogo, you'll both lose 1 point of hope.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, this is a scary undertaking, especially for young hobbits that, you know, have seen a few things. You saw a troll not too long ago, but it's, you know, it's the fear of the unknown, I think, that's getting to you here. So you're searching for the perhaps foolish Otho Sackville Baggins, and in order to do so, you got to explore some of the branching tunnels of this treasure mine, as he calls it. And so what we need to do is determine who among you is going to be the guide, and that person will be making explore rolls. So who among you is best to be the leader of exploration in the mines?
It's probably not me. I have a 14 target. I have 2 pips in it, but I don't have favor in it.
I have favor, 2 pips, and a 13 target.
Well, that sounds like you're it.
And I'm inspired in the dark.
Ooh.
You are inspired in the dark. Yeah. So
But if
that
I'm
means
inspired and I already have the extra, I'm favored.
so favored
those just-
means you roll 2 d12s when you're making a roll, and you pick the better of the 2. And inspired means if you use a point of hope, you get to add 2 success dice instead of just 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So that is helpful. All right. Well, let's have you go ahead and make a roll then. And success icons on your skill dice are going to be important to this.
Okay.
Just so you know.
I failed. I got a 9.
Would you like to spend a point of hope?
I'm gonna have to. I'll roll 2d6 more. I rolled 2 1s.
Yeah.
My dice rolls have been particularly bad this session.
We started out good. It was too
What
hot.
happened?
Yeah,
We blew it all at the beginning.
that's exactly.
Is it
what
possible to help her with the roll?
No, not in this
Okay.
case. Yeah.
That's
so
3
you,
1s.
You wander around for a while. You're checking different branches and things, and you actually find yourself back at the entrance before long.
No, hobbits make their minds quite differently than dwarves.
But you can try again.
Yeah, back in, I guess.
I think I understand what I had done wrong. Bear with me, please. All right. That is a 15, which is a success. I guess I
Okay.
need to roll again just to see if I have it. Nope. Okay. That's it. It's a success. Nothing special.
No T's.
No T's.
No Tengwars? Okay. So you wander around in the mines for a while, and as you make your way in, you actually you come across a little like a crate that stood up on end, and there's a lantern that's not lit on it, and some like wrappers that probably contained food, and underneath them is actually a crude map that looks like it is of the mine of some sort. And
Fantastic.
so that is going to help you in your search. But I need you to make an explore roll again.
All right. Let me look at this map now. I got a total of 7. I got 2 1s all over again.
Mm.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
I could spend a point of hope.
You can if you want, but I don't know if that's going to get you. Well, if you got 12, it could,
2d6. Yeah.
you could potentially do it. Yeah. I don't know. Up to you. It's
This
your
would be
hope.
my 3rd point of hope that I spent.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to find it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Another 1.
Oh my
And a
And a
word.
4.
How?
I know. I'm gonna throw
how-
out these dice. I'm gonna melt them down. Fortune set.
Okay.
That got me to 12, which is 1 shy.
Mm.
All right. So here's what happens. You come to a spot and you think you can squeeze through here. And you do, right? To get into this next section of the mine. But then you think, man, maybe I shouldn't have drank all that ale and eaten all that food before we came out here. And squeezing through this tight part has led you to have, scraped knees and torn knuckles, and you're going to lose 1 point of endurance. Val.
Ooh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah. And then you can go ahead and roll for me again.
I have new dice. So much better. Okay, we have 18.
18. That's good. How many 6s?
There's no 6s.
No 6s? Okay. A chill wind seems to sweep up the passage from nowhere that you can tell, and it extinguishes the lanterns of everyone in the party. So you are now in the middle of the dark, in the mine, and you're, scrambling with your flint and tinder, trying to relight the lanterns. In the meantime, I'll need everyone to make a valor roll, please.
Oh boy.
Steady on there, hobbits.
Ooh, success. With a 6.
Oof, a lot of no's.
With a 6.
Okay, so Rory, Esmeralda, and Paladin, you all will lose 1 point of hope.
No. I'm
Yeah.
losing hope. This is
Another
terrifying.
chance, another roll. Explore. Let's see what you've got.
I'm so sorry, young ones. I will do better.
You would think that
Hey,
we'd
there
be
we go. It's a success
comfortable
with a 6.
underground, but this is scary.
Yeah, it's a warren of tunnels and things. It's really quite confusing. So
This isn't
So
like
you
a
got a
Hobbit hole at
success.
all.
Yeah, it's a success and a 6. Great. All right, so you continue on, and you're pretty sure you're on the right track. You actually find a spot where, like in an alcove off to one side, there's a broken pickaxe, a torn piece of cloth, and a smear of blood on the wall that hints that perhaps some poor hobbit miner met a terrible end here. Yeah.
Is it fresh blood?
It is not fresh blood.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I am going to take my finger and lick it and like scrape it across the wall and then
No.
lick it
Go!
and be like, something bad happened here.
You know, funny enough, Rory, it tastes like copper.
And I think they're mining for copper here.
I hate to agree with you, Rory. Makes me
All
feel
right.
like I'm wrong.
Let's have one more explore roll. Let's see how you do.
Okay, come on. So bad. I got a 10, which is misses it by 3. So I guess I'm spending another period.
I guess so. I guess that's
Another
what's
point
happening.
of hope. Wow.
All right,
Oh.
that is a success with a 6.
Ooh.
Okay. How much hope do you have left?
So that was my 4th bit of hope that I just used there, and so if it's the box next to hope, I have 12.
Yep.
But that's total.
Okay.
So I've used
So you
4,
have
so I'm at 8.
You have 8 hope
Yeah.
left. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Is that a lot?
Yeah, it's not. Okay. All right.
Thanks.
So here's the good news. Up ahead, you see a flickering flame that is casting jagged shadows across the end of the passage ahead of you, over a pile of tumbled rocks. You actually hear a mad cry echoing against the rocks and into the darkness. And as you kind of peek up and go look around the corner, you see a lantern that's set on a stone casting the long shadows over a terrible sight. There is a terrified hobbit standing in front of a massive pile of fireworks that are piled up to the blocked end of the tunnel, and he is feebly brandishing a shovel in one hand and a lantern in the other hand, and he is brandishing those things at what appears to be an orc. A
What?
gray,
Excuse me, what?
a gray and kind of gnarled looking orc. And he says, "It's my treasure, ye monster, mine, and I'll blow it to rubble before I let you have it."
Oh no.
So on your arrival, he turns and screeches at you with renewed fright. And he looks like he's still thinking about tossing this lantern into the fireworks. Meanwhile, the orc turns and looks at you, and it is going to attack you. And so it pulls a knife out from behind its back. It's got a spear in one hand. It pulls a knife out from behind its back, and it throws it. It's opening volleys. So we're going to do combat, folks. So here's how this works. All right. So everybody gets to do an opening volley if you have a ranged weapon of some sort as you move to clash with the person or the critter that you are fighting with. So what that means is if you have a ranged weapon, be it a dagger or a bow, you can fire it now. You do that by rolling the skill for that thing.
I did take a bow last adventure, so I will quickly whip that off of my shoulder and
Does
take a
anyone
shot.
else have a ranged weapon? A dagger or a bow?
No.
I have a dagger, but I don't know if I want to throw it this early.
Is it your only weapon? The dagger?
Yeah.
I do have a sword too.
You have a sword too. It's up to you.
Right.
You could throw it.
I'm gonna throw it.
Okay. So you can go ahead and throw it. And I'm going to throw for the orc. I'm going to say he is going to throw it at the dwarf because he hates dwarfs. So, remind me your parry, Fallon.
Oh, I've got a parry of 15 and because of my shield, it gives me a +2. And I've got Durin's Way to parry underground. My bad. That's what I was talking
So your
about.
total parry is
17.
Okay. Oh dear. Okay. All right. So let's start with players. So we start with players. Drogo, you were firing your bow. Your target is your might TN plus the orc's parry bonus, which is 2. So yeah.
Okay. So my TN is a 15, so I needed to roll a 17 then. My 2 D6s were a 1 and a 4, but I rolled a Gandalf rune. So
so you absolutely do hit.
Hit him on a wing.
You will do damage to him equal to the damage from your bow, which is
3 is the damage rating, I believe.
Okay. Perfect. And so no piercing attack or anything like. We'll get into
no special successes. So just
great,
regular old shot.
Paladin, you were firing off your dagger, throwing your dagger. How'd you do?
Right. I rolled exactly my target number with a 6 on a D6, but that's obviously not going to be enough.
No, it looks like you won't hit unless you use a point of hope.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It puts me at 18.
18. All right. So, and your target was what? 15?
16? Yep.
Okay.
15.
15. Perfect. So you do hit, and you do have one Tengwar, which is good. So that means you can do one of a couple of things. Let's see. It was not a bow, spear, or sword, so no piercing blow, unfortunately. But you can make it a heavy blow, which would allow you to hit your opponent with great force and precision. Basically, you can spend that success item to inflict on your adversary the additional loss of endurance equal to your strength rating. So your strength rating would be added to the damage that the dagger does. And the dagger, if I'm not mistaken, does 2. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. So you could add your strength. The other option you could do is Fend Off. And what that would allow you to do is increase your parry modifier until basically the next round. And this round actually hasn't even started yet because the opening volleys happen before the round of combat. So it would give you a +2 to your parry through the next round.
I think I'm going to go with the endurance damage.
Yeah. Okay. What is your strength rating?
Looks like 3.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so you're going to do a total of 5 endurance damage to this orc, which is quite a lot. So the way it works is it's not a wound that they can't necessarily shrug off, but it definitely is, you're wearing him down. It's asymmetric in this game. So for players, your endurance represents how weary you are, and when you get down to below your weariness number, then you are considered weary and you're worse at doing things. But it won't kill you, right? If you get to 0 endurance, you'll be unconscious. But if a foe gets to 0 endurance, they're basically done, right? And then with wounds, you can actually wound someone if you can do a piercing blow. If you wound an opponent creature, shadow creature of Sauron or whatever, then they're done. For a player, if they get wounded, then they can be brought back, basically, right? And it doesn't even necessarily make you unconscious or anything. If you still have endurance, you could still be up fighting with a wound. But if you get a second wound, then you would be unconscious. So just quick recap on So you do 5 endurance damage to this orc, which doesn't take him down to 0, but it's definitely, you can tell that it's wearying to him and it's damaging him. So then he gets to go. I already rolled that actually. And he was throwing a long dagger from his back at Balin, which I gotta go back and look at his stats real quick. He actually got 2 Tengwars. Sorry, Balin. So,
does my coat of silver mail do anything to prevent damage?
It not to your endurance, but it does to wounds. So we're going to get to that because he's going to do a piercing blow to you, and we'll see how that works. So you'll take 3 damage to your endurance.
Okay.
And then he is going to do a piercing wound, which you get to roll, make a protection test against. So a protection test is not too complicated. Basically, you just want to roll your feat dice plus the number of success dice equal to the protection value of your armor. So I think you have 4d plus 2, if I'm not mistaken. So you just roll all of those dice. And let me know what you get.
Okay, so my D12, my 4d6 plus 2.
Yep.
Okay. 20 with 1 6.
Okay, and your target is the number of the the injury rating of the weapon. So his injury rating for that weapon is only 13, so you're good. No problem. Okay. So you don't take a wound, which is good. All right. So then we're going to move into close quarters rounds. So after opening volley, it's close quarters rounds.
I realized I actually have a bow.
Oh,
I found it in my notes. I didn't realize it was
there. Fire your bow then.
Okay, I will do that. I need to find where my number is. There's bows. Okay. All right. So I got a total of 11, and that's under. What was where am I looking for the target number for that again?
Oh, it's your might target number or your strength target number.
Oh, ha. No, I don't make it.
Okay, you could spend a point of hope if you like.
No, that's okay. Odds are bad there. Pretty high target number.
Okay, so we'll go to close quarters rounds then. So for close quarters rounds, first off, everyone needs to choose a stance. Until we have at least 2 people that choose the close combat stance, we can't have anybody in the ranged combat stance. So we need at least 2 people to choose the close combat stance. There's one.
I mean, I guess I have a dagger, so I'm going to, yeah.
Okay, there's 2. There's 3. So sword, dagger, axe, I assume? Yeah. Okay. All right. And then the other 2 of you can be in the ranged combat stance if you would like.
Okay.
So what that means is, so next we go to engagement, and this is where we pair up people against each other. So the orc is going to stay attacking. Well, I'm going to give you guys I'll give you a chance, Balin. Maybe you don't. Oh, yeah. Actually, the orc is still going to attack Balin. So,
perfect.
Sorry. Yeah.
No. Balin would want that. He'll shout at it, "You look like you sleep on a pillow of caltrops. Come here. Maybe I can fix that ugly mug."
And the other 2 of you will be able to attack him as well. There's room for you to attack him. And then from the back, like the orc couldn't attack you if he wanted to because he doesn't have any more ranged weapons because you're in ranged combat stance. So now we go on to attack resolution, and this works just like it did when we did the opening volleys. So everybody rolls their weapon at TN, and we do players first. And I'm going to have you do it by turn because, yeah, we'll see what happens here after. Well, go ahead and all of you can roll, and then we'll see who wants to go. We'll just do round robin. We'll start with Rory, I think, if that's okay.
So I don't think I have my target number for my weapon.
It's your strength TN.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a hope point because I'm off by 1.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, I did get a success on that, and I got a 6.
Okay, great news. Okay, so you are going to do your endurance, the damage of your weapon against his endurance for sure. And then with that extra T, and it's just a dagger, is that right?
Right.
Okay, so you can either do a heavy blow or you can fend off, meaning you'll get that bonus to your parry if he should decide to attack you.
I'm just going to do a heavy blow, I think.
Okay, what is your strength rating?
My strength rating is. Does it say 4? No.
Is it? Might be.
Yeah, it's 4. Yeah, 4.
4. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rory, with a mighty blow of your dagger, you get in there and you have seriously disturbed this orc. And as you strike him with your dagger, he flips out and he turns and he hightails it out of here. He's gone. He's like gone. And also looks at the 5 of you and says, "Oh, that's amazing. Well, thank you very much."
I didn't even get to kill it.
Can you put the lantern on the other hand away from the fireworks now? Are we good?
Yeah, of course. We do want to blow a hole here, but probably not with all of the fireworks.
No. Well, they're not really made for blowing holes in stone.
Now, you listen. I fully intend to stake my claim on this part of the mine, so I'm happy to do it, safely and have guidance from others. But if you all would sign and serve as witnesses that this part of the mine belongs to me, then we could do this very safely.
Oh, so if you give us the fireworks, then we can sign that this is your claim, right?
Well, if you do it all right and proper and in red ink as it should be, then
yes.
I think that I could give you half of the fireworks. Yes.
Well, you see, we really would like to get all of the fireworks back. They're really not going to do anything as far as blowing holes in stone. That's not what they're for.
Oh, they will.
They'll make big, beautiful lights and colors. They're not for mining. That's a waste. They're so lovely.
Balin, will you make that a craft roll for us?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
With a 6.
Okay. Seeing this part of the mine, you're able to really get a sense of whether or not what this Hobbit is talking about might work. And you think that it really could work, and he definitely doesn't need all the fireworks to do it. He maybe needs like a quarter of them.
Do we? Oh, okay. Now listen here, young hobbit. Do you see this crack in the wall here? I could show you how to use a mere quarter of these fireworks to blow this wide open. And you can take that on my name, Balin, son of Fundin. Give us
Balin?
3/4 of these fireworks full mistook, and I'll help you blow this wall to sunders.
He'll agree to it. He'll do it. And I'll say, you guys go back to the town, and he, gets some paperwork drawn up, and you all sign that, you witnessed that part of the mine is his, and he's going to take his small piece of fireworks, and you get to take all the rest of them, which is most of them, back to Bag End, where Bilbo very happily accepts them and puts them under lock and key, where they will never be found by someone that they're not supposed to be found by again.
Excellent.
Very
Good job,
good.
everybody.
Yay!
Excellent.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah.
That way. Yeah.
Whew. Thanks. Appreciate that assist, Will. And nobody, of course, listening on the audio podcast is going to.
They did the thing
get
with
thing.
the imaginary
We did the-
ball.
Yeah.
Imaginary
Of course, first they threw
BCG
it the
ball.
wrong direction, and
Yeah, well, you're
It's always
faking it,
what
faking
happens,
people out.
because
Yeah.
That's a fake. Yeah,
Because-
that's right.
Because StreamYard flips the thing, and then you're like, wait,
Yeah.
which way is
Yeah.
the
We did basketball things with the
We did.
air.
Yeah, we did. Thank you, Will, for GMing this session. Yes, yet again, that is our third of 5 sessions, and we're slowly. We only have two more sessions to go. If you enjoyed this session, please hit that like button down below, and always hit that subscribe button if you're coming across our content for the first time. We greatly appreciate it. We have all sorts of, like I said, we feature all sorts of RPGs here on the show. We've got plenty more coming your way in the weeks and months to come. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank M for donning the fake beard and trying to not swallow a whole bunch of beard hair in the process.
generally being amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me again. It's always so much fun to come and hang out with the cool kids.
I don't know about that. I mean, these other 4 people.
Is that what we are?
That's what they are. Where can folks? Let's just go around. Where can folks find more of you, Em?
Well, you can find all the links to all the stuff we do if you go to our website, which is www.level1geek.com. We blog about TTRPG stuff, how to get into it, how to get your friends into these games, and we also stream a lot of tabletop content, indie games, D&D, Pathfinder. We do a lot. You can find all that there.
Very good. Austin, thank you so much for being a part of this session again.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. We'll see you in New York at some point. Hopefully, maybe this year.
Yep. Yeah, hopefully.
All right. Sounds good. Where can folks find you, Ben?
So you can find me here on the One Ring Actual Plays. I am also part of the Chaotic Good Cast Monday nights here on Victory Condition Gaming as well. And if you want to see digital gaming from me, you can follow me over on Twitch at Higgins802 at Twitch TV.
Excellent. Amanda, where do you want folks to come see more of your content?
You can find me all over the place. You can check out my webcomic, Age of Night, at ageofnight.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Age of Night and Instagram and TikTok at Amanda Collart.
Excellent. Will, where do you want folks to find you?
Yeah. You can find me from the website for my company, where I make a game called Arium, which is a really neat world building and role-playing game. The website is adepticarus.com. You can also find it on DriveThruRPG, where it's available both in PDF and print on demand. And on my website, you can also find links to socials and all that type of cool stuff. And yeah, and you can find me here occasionally, and around. I always turn up where I'm least expected.
Excellent. And I'll remind folks that if you'd like to check out everything else that we do here at VCG, check out our links down below in the description as well. We've got all sorts of Instagram, TikTok, website content. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Remember, winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. We'll see you next time. Bye now.